So yeah, after Belshazzar, in Daniel there, we have Cyrus take over that area, and then a couple hundred years later, not even quite a couple hundred years later, we have Alexander the Great conquering Babylon and that whole area. So, you know, Mazios was leader of a little area within that Achaemenid Empire. And like I said, he ended up fleeing from Alexander the Great, where he was ruler, fled in to Babylon. And then when Alexander the Great finally gets to Babylon, and they just surrender to Alexander the Great, and this guy gives his fiance to Alexander the Great, and Alexander the Great in turn lets him be governor of the Babylon. So until he dies a little bit later. But I thought that was pretty interesting. So timeline-wise, you know, you're a few hundred years from Daniel, not even, and this coin's being minted. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, so 361 to 334. So Cyrus took over that area in about 530. So, you know, this could have been minted 290 years or something. Or no, 190 years. I mean, 190 years after Daniel there was talking about it. See this area here. Now, like I was saying, back in this time, these coins are quite pure silver, for me anyway, considering the time. And we'll get my other coin out here and compare them. might have been a little bit of something up there at the very top. But man, look at that toning. This coin just looks so like an ancient coin should look to me. So this is I think a pretty good one. It's funny, just now that I bought this one, I see another one that's just coming up for auction, and man, it's nice too. I don't know which one I'm gonna like better. I like the toning on this one, is just awesome, and the feet on that chair are better by far. But since it's off-centered a little bit, we're missing some of his feet down here in the little design. But oh man, I mean, all around, this is an amazing coin, I think. Great strikes on both sides. Everything's there, really. Like I said, I guess there's a little design over here. I'll show you on the other coin tomorrow. But oh man, look at that color. Look at that. Oh, I like this coin a lot. Just the and so this design is on the wall of Persepolis there still, or not this exact design, but you can see how this design is in many areas. Close to it anyway. Alright, I will be back to put this coin by my other one, and we'll take a look at them and compare. But yeah, this is a very impressive coin to me, I think. I like it. Very nice. Okay, so we've got Daniel and the Vision of Belshazzar, recorded in Daniel around 2550 to 2600, somewhere in there that happens. And then Cyrus comes and takes over from the rulers of the area. He kind of has a few different campaigns and takes over the area, and Cyrus kind of establishes basically the Achaemenid Empire, and it was from 2552 to 2330. And in that period, we have Cyrus was the first ruler, and then we come his son Cambyses, and then soon after that we have Darius I. And I found this, and it says Darius was a smart king. He divided his vast empire into 20 provinces, each with its own province and satrap, governor, to collect taxes and pay annual tribute as an administrator. Darius was brilliant. Okay, so it's probably under this Darius where there's for sure these provinces established with satraps or governors to rule over them. And so one of these areas must have been Cilicia, Tarsus, and Mazios was the satrap of that area, Cilicia. So, and somewhere around 361, 334. So that's just prior to Alexander the Great taking over the Achaemenid Empire. So, and that was in Darius the Third's time. So, or Darius, however you want to say his name. So during his Darius the Third's reign, Mazios, when Alexander comes through his territory, flees and goes to Babylon. And when Alexander gets to Babylon, then Mazios and those at Babylon surrendered without a fight. And also Mazios gave his fiancée to Alexander the Great, and in return Alexander the Great let Mazios be a governor in Babylon. So I thought that was quite interesting, and that just kind of gives you an overview of the time period. So yeah, and if we take a look at these, let's take a look at these going a little closer here. So if you can see here, we have the grapes, some writing here, some writing below the chair, his feet here, and on this coin you just barely have the grapes, and this symbol here you barely have the tip of it, and his feet are cut off pretty much. However, the feet of this chair on the throne are, you can still see the lines in the base of that chair, and that's pretty impressive. Usually they're wore off. Like this one, you can't really see the lines very much in. They're pretty wore down, whereas here they're all there, or mostly there anyway, even though it's getting down to the bottom of the coin there. So really good detail there. But yeah, so we're missing a little bit of the picture here. Let's flip these over. Take a look here. And like we say, of course, we're missing So we got a flattened nose there. Some of his cheek is definitely gone there. An eye missing. His hand, just where his arm comes up, there's some smudging there. The fingers aren't very defined around the scepter there, and the flower on top is kind of melted in. So the definition is gone in those two areas there, his arm and the flower on the scepter. And his cheek and eye and his nose is flattened out there. And if you see, if I hold this at the right angle, you can see where it's looks like there's a flattened off area, like something scraped or the dye was wore out right there on his abs. So, but overall, this is, look at his feet and the symbology, and the symbols there, the lettering, it's all there. It's actually still really good quality here. Definition even in the feathering on the bird, in some areas there. Good wheat, good grapes. So there's a lot of good quality on here, but the whatever's on his headband there, some of the leaves aren't as defined on here. Oops. So there's a few things, but now let's look at this other one. Alright. So we've got a bit more of the cheek here. It's definitely still a little bit missing there, but you can still see there's the reminiscence of his cheek and eye on this one, still there a little bit. You got a little bit better definition on the wreath, floral wreath, or whatever type of wreath that is on his head there. He's got great abs there, muscular build, very well done, I think. And again, if we look down, no, they're not showing for me. So, can't get it to focus on those feet very well for some reason here. But with this one, as you can see here, his feet, oh, come on here now. There we go. His feet are just cut off at the tips there, just because the strike is a little off the flan. But we've got nice feet down here on that chair. That's about as fat. You can still see the lines in them. So those a lot of times are not there because there's such a high relief on them there. So there's some wear to the eagle. There's not as much definition on his wings there. There's a little wear to the grape area, but not bad. And the wheat too, just a bit. I think that's just from probably the dye getting a bit weak in areas, maybe from wear. impressive. It's got very nice flower up there. Take a look at this side. So yeah, this side's very nice as well. There's just not much wear on this coin at all, really. There's a little missing on this side from probably strike wear of the original die, but it's not bad. Not bad at all for this coin. Now, I do want to show you another coin that just came up since I grabbed this one, that may be even a bit nicer, but I don't know. I'm in love with the toning and the features of this coin. Even this little flaw up here of maybe some, not the purest of metal right there. It just goes to show and adds the character of the time, and maybe it wasn't quite pure, but I mean, look how pure, like I was talking in my last video, 97, 98% pure these usually test up to. So, in these older silver coins like this. So I just think that even this character up here, it just, I don't know, fits the coin so well. Almost adds to it, even though I suppose it's not something you would go looking for or wanting in coins, but it just works so well on this one that I really like this coin. So, and you can even see his finger definition wrapping around the scepter there. All right. But this coin, this side is just almost nicer in ways. I mean, this is a great strike as well here, and not much toning, just great, just a great strike all the way around. And I kind of love, this one has a bit more blowout here on the side, or whatever you call that, from being smashed. I just have fallen in love with that on this particular coin. I love that about this coin. Yeah, so this side of this coin is just amazing, I think. Very well done. Great shape. Couldn't hardly ask for much more. And this one, like I say, is very nice as well. I mean, everything is really there. Only because I'm so picky. I mean, you got a little bit of boy, I don't know why I need to write that word down on me or so, on my hand or something. I can't ever think of what it's. Flashing. There you go. It's got some flashing there from, being probably the die a little wore out, or the metal hot, and you get some flashing when it's struck. So this has got a little bit of that going on this side of the die, plus we've got some something going on with the ab and the nose and a little bit of the cheek, where this arm, there's something was going on there. I don't know if a chip out of the die or what. And like I say, you're missing, you can see his hand there a little bit, but the arm got, I think, a chip in the die. And then up here, I think where that lotus flower, I think is what it's supposed to be, is not there. It just kind of bled off. So, however, on this side you, come on. On this side you have great grapes, the wheat on this. That wheat is maybe even popping a little bit more in areas than on the other coin. And you got a bit of definition in the eagle there on this coin. But, you know, and the feet aren't bad on this one either. I mean, they're fairly nice as well. Not quite as nice as the other coin, but his feet are there on this coin, and the lettering over here. So it's a nice coin too. They're both nice. I definitely prefer this one over here, but both very nice coins. Let's bring her back here. Alright, so cheers. Some grape compote my wife made. Oh, that's good. Alright, guys. Catch you on the next one.